was bling blinged out.
This is actually her dress down, to be honest.
See? Well, all right, you guys. I'm signing off, but we getting ready for the Power Radio Show on BigExposedRadio.com. Check me out next week. Same time, same place on BigExposedRadio.com.
So, Jacqueline.
Yes, Mom.
I wanted to talk to you about something, and oh wait, hold on. I just got a text. Oh, there's another one. Wow, busy me. So anyway,
Oh, wait, Mom. I just got a message. My friends keep commenting on my comment. Oh, there's another one. So many comments on my comment.
Oh, I can't wait to watch TV tonight. Playoffs.
Hey, guys, check out my new video game. Wait, Mom, what? Huh?
What? Hold
What'd you say? Wait a second, what?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest. There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Be Inspired Radio Show on BeExposedRadio.com. I am your host, Miss Be Inspired, TGIW. Woo! We made it halfway through the week, folks. So I am here. Listen, the question was asked, did I make it? Well, I'm here, right? So yes, I have made it. It's funny because the topic that I chose tonight, like I never talk about anything on this show unless I'm tried in that area first. So, so tonight we talking about stress less to become stressless. No, just in general, life. All kinds of things. This doesn't necessarily be attached to any one person.
Right.
Just life in general can
It's
cause
very,
stress.
very tough. Yeah.
You know?
I used to be very high strung.
Yeah.
Because people agitated me.
Right.
But one day I said, I don't care. One day he just it's just me. It's just me. So
Jabril is harassing Nate on the Be Inspired Radio Show.
he just want money to know that he on it.
That's right. He making that money.
We said he wanted to be more intentional.
There you go. Right.
So one day I just said, I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
That helped a lot because the stress of having concern for people outside of yourself.
Right.
But one day it got to, I really did not care.
Right.
So it started actually moving in the other direction. So I had to balance it out by caring somewhat, but only caring as it pertained to me.
Right.
Like I care about you, but as long as it doesn't hurt me, we good.
Right.
But it's this balance.
Yeah. That's all a part of it.
You out.
I guess.
But it's all in your head. Though.
Right. Don't listen.
You know,
let's we going because we gonna jump off. We gotta save some for our 2 hours, y'all. Because talk about stress.
Really
is one of those topics that can really, you can go on and on about it.
Stress kills.
Yeah,
it kills you.
Yeah,
it'll cause heart attacks, ulcers.
God,
like it will physically attack you.
Yeah,
and take you out.
I used to feel myself like shaking.
Right.
I used to have anxiety attacks in high school. That's one of the things that I say that Kenyon. That's one of the best.
Yes, it is because I dealt with it and still do to some degree, but I've learned to control it, and that's the thing. Like
my sister-in-law deals with anxiety. Yeah, and she is the most happy-go-lucky, bubbly. But the minute you're like, whoa,
right,
whoa. Just take
it's a real
breath.
thing.
Yeah.
It's a trigger that goes off in your mind. So, and you can't, the thing about it is.
What does it like unravel it for me? Because
it could be anything, or it could be your body has become super sensitive to stress in the environment or just anything, but it's a trigger that goes off in your mind. It's not something for some people that they can really control. It's really a trigger that goes off in your mind. But the key to defeating it is recognizing those signs.
I think it happened to me twice. The first time I actually went to the emergency room, I thought I was having like
a heart attack or something.
And it was crazy. I was in a barbershop that I had never been in before. And we had just ate. I had just met the girl and we went to lunch together. And then she came and cut my hair. And I got hot. And it felt like the fan was literally in my face.
Yeah.
But I was sweating. And I was like, oh my God. Like, she was like, you good? And I felt the wetness of the sweat mixing with the fan. But my body was still hot. It was like my collar was too tight.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is going on?
And attack.
Right.
You didn't know what was happening.
Right. I tried to go to the bathroom and for some reason, I had my glasses on, but I could not get the key in the hole. And I was like, oh, I gotta use the bathroom.
All your senses were
everything.
Super
so when
heightened.
they got there, they had to like put me in, and I thought I was just dehydrated. I was like, I just finished drinking all this water, but they said I had an anxiety attack, and I was like, that's not a real thing.
I know. Yes, it is. Black people.
Yes,
but that's when it got real to me. Like that scared me because
Jesus moment.
I could have been anywhere. You know, luckily I was in a Christian barbershop. Shout out to Angels. But other than that, I could have been like on a bus stop or something where people would just walk over top of me.
Right, and like it was nothing right.
The funny thing about it is for people who deal with anxiety, getting over that feeling of wanting to be in public because it could happen anywhere for some people.
Yeah, it was scary for a couple of days.
And, but like I said, I've dealt with this since I was 18. And so I've had to learn the symptoms, like really learn the signs so that.
Well, those things that y'all experienced, like hot, being overheated.
Yeah. I mean, for some it's different, you know.
For me, it was palpitations.
Yes.
And I couldn't breathe. And it wasn't it was a tightening in the chest.
Right.
I really thought I was having a heart attack. My heart sped up. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't really move my chest.
I didn't know if I had food
and it's because
poisoning.
you're breathing from here and not from here.
Right.
Once you get scared like that, you start drawing air from the top of your lungs and not from down here in your diaphragm. So if you get that tightness because you're not taking in enough air, you just but that's that adrenaline pumping.
Yep.
And the body is doing, that's the thing about anxiety, is doing exactly what it's supposed to do if you're in a stressful situation. But with anxiety, it happens even if you're not stressed. And that's when it becomes a disorder.
Because it's built up.
Right.
So.
And they're the triggers. That's when triggers come into play. This could set you off, or that could set you off. Like the day I found out that I officially got my notice that I was pregnant, I broke out in hives. Like, and I've never.
What does
that was the only time in my life.
Yep.
Big red whelps everywhere on my arms. I was miserable for 2 hours because I couldn't take any Benadryl at that point. That was my life. I was just like, why? And it just made it worse. It was a terrible moment in life.
Stress is so. I'm telling you. Oh my God. When I got pregnant, what happened? Oh, I did break out. I did. I actually had some symptoms of anxiety through the pregnancy.
Wow.
Because it's emotional.
It is very.
Like your hormones are out of control.
Yes, they are.
So your body reacts. You like,
Yes, my mood swings were amongst my friends who were there legendary.
Right.
I moved out for like 3 weeks because I couldn't deal with all of it. So, I mean, you do what's necessary. I was going to say earlier that one of the best things my husband has taught me is I can't give you anything. There's nothing here.
Right. It is so funny because the topic for tonight, I just got off the phone with my husband and I told him that it was inspired by him because I am a chronic worrier by nature, and it's something that I've had to train myself not to do. But we're prone to do certain things just based on who we are.
Right.
Organically, you might be this way.
Right.
And so for me, a worrier, and I think about things, I overthink things sometimes. So, we had a conversation and he was just like, you got to learn or find a way just not to worry about things as much, like I've heard that plenty of times, but when he said it to me, and the way he said it, it just clicked.
Right.
for me.
Finally, it's like, okay.
Like, no, really. At this point in your life, you're not 18.
And that's what it is.
Yes.
You've written like, wait a minute.
Exactly.
I have been worrying for 20 years.
Yes.
And everything has turned out okay.
And fine. And even you can think up the worst thing that could ever happen, and typically it never happens. And so why even let your mind go there when you can think positively and get a great result?
Exactly.
And even if something does happen that you can't control, hopefully you'll have the type of support you need, or you can get over it. You can really get through it. I mean, think about some of the craziest stuff that the human body goes through on a regular basis.
Yep.
And you come out fine.
Yep. I always because I grew up in a house of athletes. So my brother was a get up at 5 a.m. and go running kind of person, still is. So I learned very early that the human body can deal with a lot. And I mean, if you look at history, you think about Romans would get stabbed with a knife and keep fighting with a sword and keep fighting. So the human body is very tough.
Yeah.
I think that our age, as in time period, this age, we are a much more high stress people. I don't think that people who lived 300 years ago, 400 years ago, lived under the same kind of stress or the same amount of stress. We have so much more coming at us, so much more in our face. We carry around, we are attached to these little devices.
And it's the truth. The cell phone, you guys, you know that you can't live without that cell phone. Like,
you don't have right. One of my favorite comedians is Bill Burr. He goes, you know what? Being a kid is great. They just go, they leave the house. They don't have any ID. They don't have any money. They don't have any, nothing. He says, I dare you to do that now. Leave your cell phone and your wallet at home and leave. 4 blocks away, you're like, what if something happens? No one's going to know who I am. I can't call anybody. It's like, and it's just, if you can find that same kind of mental freedom.
Yes.
God bless you.
I know. I'm serious. Like, I had a fit because what happened? Okay, so I went to Walmart the other night, piled my basket full of stuff, got to the register, and lo and behold, I did not have my card.
Oh, that's the worst feeling in the world. I did that.
I turned
just
red.
Yesterday.
I got hot. I was like, because first of all, it's embarrassing. As you get there, like, wait, no, I really do have the money to pay for this. No, I really do. I really do, But those are the conveniences that we have in life. And it's crazy because it seems like the more conveniences we have, the more stressed we are. And I just came up with that just from your comment about how long ago, no, they didn't have cell phones. I don't think so. And they didn't have cars.
Right.
And they didn't have all these things to get them around. But they dealt with it. We have all these conveniences and still
we die at a much higher rate due to stress-related diseases. Heart disease is the number one killer.
Right.
Like every other commercial is a commercial about what is it? The purple pill and how to help fix your ulcers. The restless leg syndrome that also comes from all these things, and you are inundated with it. You are constantly bombarded with this and that, and don't you wish you, and blah blah, and then you just
that's another stressor. Like watching TV and then hearing about all these things, like, oh my God, I could really have high blood pressure. Oh my God, I could get a stroke. Oh my God, I might have clots in my blood clots.
WebMD is the devil.
I know. Like, come on. Isn't it though? I actually did some research on there before I came. Well, just for this show.
Right.
But it is. I mean, and please don't get this. Look, we still talking about stress. Do not get to self-diagnosing. Please don't do it. No. Don't go online and start.
WebMD is solely for your personal research after you have seen the professional.
Right. Go see the doctor, please.
Then you go on WebMD, you do a little research, and then you go and seek a second opinion, having been educated.
Right.
So don't think you're a doctor. You're not.
No, please, because your results won't be good. You'll get going all this. And I like holistic care medicines and stuff like that, but do not do that unless you get medical attention.
You need professional help.
So we setting up this stress less to become stressless. Okay. Don't forget, you guys, we're on YouTube too. All right. So go to Be Exposed Radio and you can listen to the clips there as well. So we have more than one option, you guys. We trying to make it available to you to listen to the BeExposedRadio.com and all of the wonderful shows that we have on the station. All right. So go to YouTube, look up Be Exposed Radio. So if you get disconnected somehow, go to YouTube. Okay. All right. No excuse. We telling you. All right. So we're going to
like it.
Yes. And share and like. And also go to Facebook and share. Okay. And like the Be Exposed Radio page. And also the Be Inspired radio show page. Okay. Yes. First. All right. So, all right. We're going on break and we come back. We're going to have a few announcements and then we're going to get into this topic for the night.
Only in the forest can you see this. But nothing beats the moment you see that.
Cool!
That's your child's eyes opening up to a world of possibilities.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. And you might just see this. Visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Be exposed. Be exposed. Radio.com.
From north, east, south, and west, you're listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Thank you for tuning in to BeExposedRadio.com. Sit back, relax, and listen to this flashback of the Artist Exchange Radio Show.
What does hustle hard mean to you? What does that signify in your life?
That's a lifestyle for me. You know what I mean? Like, true story. I was born into a family in a community of hustlers. Now let's get focused right quick, because when people hear the word hustler, they confuse it with con artists or something negative. So they like to call people entrepreneurs, right? But the definition, and I'm paraphrasing, but the definition of hustle is a forced movement or to be hurried, right? But we're not talking about just pushing other people. Sometimes you got to push yourself, and that what makes you a hustler. True story. So the thing about it is, like, when it comes to hustling, listen, quick story. I used to go buy juleps a lot, right? And my grandmother used to make me clean the yard, shovel snow, do things like that to go get a julep. But one day she was like, look, you putting all your money in someone else's pocket.
Word.
Save those quarters, and I can teach you how to make a formula, and you can sell your own juleps. You understand? So the next couple weeks, I saved my money.
Always a hustler.
Listen,
got to love
but think
everybody
about
got
this.
a grandma story like that.
Grandmothers are the natural hustlers because they were the ones who maintained and sustained our families through epidemics. You're talking Big Mama went through slavery and held it. You talking Big Mama went through the Depression and held it. Big Mama went through crack and held it and still maintains it today. So if you don't think you come from a hustler, then you don't know where you come from. You understand?
That's so real.
I began to sell juleps, and ever since then, I capture a hustle. And a hustle is not a swindle. It's not a sneaky thing. It's upfront. You're providing a need. You understand? So you're the bridge. If you're a true hustler, you're trying to be the bridge. If somebody's on one side and they need to get the other, you're trying to be the bridge, fill in the gap. So hustling is a lifestyle. It's not something you can do 10 minutes out the day. It has to be something you live.
Word.
Hey, what's up? This is Nate, host of the Artist Exchange Radio Show. Tune in every Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. and every Saturday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artist, real talk, real live. Here live on BeExposedRadio.com.
Hey, everybody. Check out what you missed on the one and only Be Inspired Radio Show.
I'm just thankful this year I've dealt with, some growing pains, and I've overcome some things, and I've also, accomplished some things in the process. I've learned some things. Like I've learned I learned that everybody loves your work until they got to pay for it. That's what I learned. I learned everybody loves what you do. I mean,
not always.
Listen,
but...
the Bible says money answereth all things.
Well,
okay. And there is a place where finances is necessary. And when you got kids and when you got a wife and then you doing everything and you top dog at what you do, especially when you weren't in the same place like with this radio show, you ain't in the same place you were a year ago. Should nobody be coming on the show and not donating to your show?
Can you say that on my show?
Should nobody be coming to your show?
Can you say that in the middle of the live?
Yeah, make that a promo, please.
Should nobody come on this show without donating?
That is a nice commercial.
I don't care if it's $20.
Donate.
Tune in to Be Inspired every Wednesday live at 7 p.m. right here on BeExposedRadio.com.
Be exposed. Be exposed. Radio.com.
Okay. You're struggling with your mortgage. You think about it. You don't do anything but think about it.
What are we going to do if we lose the house? Where are we going to go?
At work.
I can't let anybody find out. I'm so embarrassed.
At dinner.
How can I tell the kids? It's going to wreck their lives.
And at 3 o'clock in the morning.
I don't know what to do. I don't know how to get through this. What's going to happen to us?
It's time to stop thinking. It's time to start dialing. Call 1-888-995-HOPE for a free government program that offers expert one-on-one advice about your mortgage options.
I'm all alone.
No, you're not. We've helped over 1 million homeowners, and we want to help you. And now there are more ways to help. Call 1-888-995-HOPE or visit makinghomeaffordable.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Treasury, HUD, and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Hey everybody, we are back. You're listening to the Be Inspired Radio Show only on BeExposedRadio.com. Just a few words from our sponsors, Divas in Defense, who is a very loyal sponsor of the Be Inspired Radio Show. Kicks and Cocktails. So we have a date change on that event. The event is going to be on February the 28th, 2016 from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. And the location of that event is the Rock Solid Fitness, 7210 Rutherford Road, Windsor Mill, Maryland. If you want more information about tickets, you can call 443-402-6093, or you can call 443-567-8886. They do have an early bird special, so please get in your request as soon as possible. That early bird special is $50. The day of the event is $60, so the sooner the better. So this is Kicks and Cocktails by Divas in Defense on February 28th, 2016 from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. at the Rock Solid Fitness, 7210 Rutherford Road, Windsor Mill, Maryland. For more information, contact 443-402-6093 or also call 443-567-8886. So I'm really grateful to Divas in Defense, who is a very loyal sponsor of the Be Inspired Radio Show. So shout out to Divas in Defense. I'm going to try my best to get to this event. I'd already said I was going to come, so I'm going to definitely try. You know, you need a little self-defense in your life. You know, doesn't matter who you are. You know you need it. So sign up for that Kicks and Cocktails. You can work it out and get a little drink or something, you know, some refreshments and all. So check them out. Also, I want to give a shout out to my church, Keys of Faith Ministries, Pastor Sharon Smith and David Smith. Thank you guys. You guys are such a great support system to the radio show and to me in general and to my family. So thank you so very much. Also, I want to prep you for next week's show because we're going to have Gary Davenport, who is a massage therapist. He's going to be talking about the power of touch and massage. And it kind of goes in really well with what we're talking about this week with stress. Okay. So we want you to definitely tune in on next week. And again, like I said, this week's topic is stress less to become stressless. We're going to be talking about what it is. We're going to be talking about some of the effects of stress. We're going to be talking about how to cope with it. You guys, you do not have to have it in your life, or you can deal with it. You can cope with it. It does not have to run your life, and it does not have to cause you to make bad choices health-wise. We're going to get over this stress thing. That is one of the things that I'm working on this year, because like we said in the first part of the show, I have been guilty of being a chronic worrier, and that is definitely not good. But there are other forms of stress too, so we're going to talk about that too. I got in the studio with me, what do you usually call
Big Mama Amma? That's
Big
the
Mama
yes.
Amma is up in the studio.
Yes.
She's hanging with me, your girl, Miss Be Inspired, on tonight. I appreciate that.
You know what? I realized that Wednesdays was ladies' night, and I've never been here.
Oh,
so I decided I'd come on through.
That's hot.
Yeah.
Yes, it's ladies' night. It's the inspirational night. No, wait a minute. No, we got Nate in here. I didn't get a chance.
We love you.
You know, but yeah, it's ladies' night, you know, so we can ready to take a break. When we come back, you know, inspirational news, we're going to hit that up because there's a couple of topics that I wanted to talk about. And then we're going to get right in our topic for tonight. So, you know, hang around, don't leave. And I want to thank you, everybody who is listening to the Be Inspired Radio Show only on BeExposedRadio.com.
Mm-hmm.
We're rewarding you for something you already do, listening to us. It's Radio Loyalty, and it's an easy way for you to get free stuff. All you do is sign up. Go ahead and click the banner now. You'll earn points as you listen. Points you can trade in for great products and services in the Radio Loyalty store. You can earn even more points when you share your favorite station with friends on Facebook and Twitter. Radio Loyalty. It's free to sign up, so click the banner to join now. We're rewarding you for something you already do, listening to us. It's Radio Loyalty, and it's an easy way for you to get free stuff. All you do is sign up. Go ahead and click the banner now. You'll earn points as you listen. Points you can trade in for great products and services in the Radio Loyalty store. You can earn even more points when you share your favorite station with friends on Facebook and Twitter. Radio Loyalty. It's free to sign up, so click the banner to join now.
Check out what you missed on Be Exposed Radio.
You know, being in this industry is definitely hard.
Facto.
Even especially when you're a family man.
Facto.
Now, and one of the questions, actually, this is a question from one of the listeners.
Facto.
How has becoming a father changed your position as an artist on the scene?
Ooh. I think being a dad has put me in a space where I have to recognize, you know, what's really important. Like, don't get me wrong, like the scene is important to me, and being an artist is important. You know, honestly, like I went back to school, you know, because I'm a dad, and you got to
provide,
and we got. I mean, you know, the struggle is real for me right now. Like, I can't spend as much time as I want to with my kids because the school shit and this, it's kicking my ass, man. I'm trying to be everything that I need to be. So when it's all said and done, you know, this music and art, you know, it ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? I just really want, I guess, myself as an artist and as a father to be cognizant of the things that are happening within the community, and how that also affects me being a dad as well. I know that, you know, if I'm not doing my part in the community, I'm not giving everything that I need in order to be a great dad and a great Black man, I'm not going to be able to be successful. I'm not going to be able to be the father that I want to be. And a man that I want to be. So, you know, everything has been put in a perspective.
Check out Who Got Buzz every Tuesday night from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. right here on Be Exposed Radio.
Be exposed. Be exposed. Radio.com. Okay.
We're rewarding you for something you already do, listening to us. It's Radio Loyalty, and it's an easy way for you to get free stuff. All you do is sign up. Go ahead and click the banner now. You'll earn points as you listen. Points you can trade in for great products and services in the Radio Loyalty store. You can earn even more points when you share your favorite station with friends on Facebook and Twitter. Radio Loyalty. It's free to sign up, so click the banner to join now.
Check out what you missed on Be Exposed Radio.
I don't like stuff in my mouth. It's after what you was talking about.
It's in this commercial closing.
No, seriously, I don't. I'm a germaphobe. Everything on your body is dirty.
Everything.
So I'm damn sure I ain't gonna put it in my mouth. That's probably why I'm single. Thank you.
Is there a lies button?
Somebody slapped me on my face with one before. I had to get up and go wash my face. That was done. I said, "No, how dare you? You filthy ass animal! Get the hell out of my house!" It was a problem because it's like clearly you don't remember when I met you. I checked your teeth to make sure you had them all. Because that's a problem for me too. Your dental hygiene. Because if you're missing a tooth in the front, that means you don't brush your teeth at all. I'm sorry. And I know Jabril just had that tooth missing and all, but if I would have met him on the road and, he would have been trying to I'd have been like, what's going on? At least you could have did was break a Tic Tac in half and put it up there when you met me. You just can't be coming to me with no sharp teeth.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Talking to her daughter.
All right, look. Y'all got a glimpse of our off-air conversation. Oh, don't be jealous. Don't be jealous. Okay, because we be talking about some stuff. Good. It's good. It's all good stuff. What do you guys want to hear about it? I'm gonna let Alma talk about that. You want to go ahead? Yeah.
So talking about stress, and understanding the roles that you and we both share similar roles.
Yes.
We're both wives. We're both mothers.
Yes.
We're both working women.
Yeah.
There was a video posted by Jada Pinkett a few weeks ago. I believe it was just weeks ago. It may have been a month at this point. But she talked about being a wife and a mother and a working woman and what that means. How does she continue to do those things at the highest level that she possibly can? And she said a lot, but it all boiled down to you can't pour from an empty cup.
No.
So you have to take time to take care of yourself. You have to plan every day.
Yes.
An hour, 30 minutes, 20, 15, whatever it is you can get every day. Take a little bit of time to do something that you love, something that fills you up, something that gives you joy, something that brings light to your life. Because you need that. If you stop looking out for yourself, especially as a woman, it's very easy for us to do that. And you don't have to have all those other things hanging on you. A woman, period, is by nature a caregiver. And nobody looks out for the caregiver. That's one of the side effects to people who have terminal diseases. Caregiver relationship, if it is a spouse, those relationships almost never last because of the amount of stress that it pulls on both people.
Ends. Yep.
You are sick, you cannot do anything about it. You are sick, they cannot do anything about it. And they're trying to do something about it, which is crazy in a way, but also understandable because we want to look out for each other. So bottom line, you can't pour from an empty cup. You have to make sure that you are filling yourself with joy, with happiness, with things that you are focused on, good memories, whatever that may be.
I agree. And that's the thing, taking that time and being deliberate about it, one, and not feeling bad about it, two. Okay, because I know being a mom, when I feel like I need that time and I say that and I say, okay, kids, mommy just needs a few minutes. Then on the other side, I feel awful because I had to tell my kids no. But the fact, or husband, okay, let's be real. Okay, we might tell hubby no, or if the kids know, but at the end, that guilt, that's the part you cannot internalize. That's the part you cannot allow to take over.
It's a societal thing that comes from what we're told, what we are broadcasted to. This is what you should be.
Yes.
You know, and I love thinking, because I love old television shows. So there's a lot of black and white TV on when I'm in the house. But I like to look at them because there's such a ridiculous idea of what a because I don't for a minute believe that Leave It to Beaver is a real family.
Yeah.
Not even for a second. Like I don't know anyone who lives in people who put on that facade.
Yes.
You know, there's something, those people are crazy. There's something wrong with them.
Yeah,
like,
you know, when nobody's looking and they just take off this mask thing, right? And they
right, you're like, oh my God.
Right? You're like, ooh, I knew that wasn't you. I knew that. It's the truth. But the truth is though, is that if you go outside and you see a person walking down the street, the face that you see is not the face you see when they get behind closed doors.
No.
It's just is what it is.
Right.
All of us have an image
that we try to maintain.
I mean, and the truth is, once we get behind closed doors, then we deal with the real issues, you know, and only the people that's really close to us get to see that, you know, if we're honest, because sometimes the people that's close to you don't get to see it.
Right.
My husband and I have talked, and he doesn't mind me sharing that he internalizes everything. There was a point in my life, in our lives, in our relationship, where I had no idea what was going on with him. But that's because he keeps
everything quiet.
He internalized it, you know. And I am an extroverted introvert.
It's all right here on the sleeve. That's how I live. Everything is right here.
Right.
Nothing. I can't.
So I got to talk. So the extroverted side of me has to talk it out. You know,
right?
Have to.
And I need feedback.
I need to talk to me.
Hello. Can we say something?
You know. But yeah. So you gotta, you know, that perfect family, it doesn't exist. Who determines perfect? You know, society makes us try to believe
that there is a perfect,
and it's not. It just isn't, people. Let's just be honest. All right. So for Jabril's sake, it's time for inspirational news. Yeah. Y'all like that? All right. So tonight we got some cool topics. All right. Now, some of this has been on social media. You know, social media is infamous.
Yes.
For posting all kinds of articles, right?
Right.
So this first one I got is about Kirk Franklin and Kanye West. And I entitled it, "This Little Light of Mine." You know you like that. I'm gonna tell you why though. So if you haven't been, you know, keeping track
under a rock.
Yes. So if you haven't been under a rock, okay, you're just completely separated from anything normal these days.
Which is understandable.
Right. So or what society would say is normal. Okay. So Kanye West, so Kirk Franklin collaborated with Kanye West on one of Kanye's projects. And he also performed with him on Saturday Night Live. And then he also took a picture with Kanye West, and it was posted on social media. So I am absolutely a Christian, okay? But there were so many of my Christian brothers and sisters who slammed Kirk Franklin for his apparent connection with Kanye West.
You know, they're both famous, like both really famous.
Yeah.
Like people in China know who they are.
Right.
There's only like 10 people who the whole world knows.
Right.
Those 10 people all know each other.
Right.
So,
and they all associate, right? So there was a lot of backlash. So I will give you the reported backlash and opinions of some, but there was some reported backlash saying, you know, that of course the scripture that says 2 Corinthians 46 that says, what fellowship does light have with darkness? A lot of Christians tweeted that, okay, or commented with that.
Is it really in the Christian world? Is Kanye the devil? Like, is that the
so consensus? Okay, let me give you the background with Kirk Franklin in general. And then this is not me gossiping on him. This is the perception that the Christian world has had with him, is that he's been too secular. Okay, that even from the very beginning, like he started out singing a silver and gold.
It's one of my favorites.
Silver. I love that song.
I can listen to it now and still cry.
Yes. And so people, I guess the Christian community has watched him transition, from ballads, Christian ballads like that to,
GP, are you with me?
Oh yeah, we have a church ain't going nowhere.
I used to know songs rap.
Right? Let me see if I can think of it.
Business.
I can't think of it. I will. When we come from the break, we're going to break out with it. As long as we don't get in trouble for royalties and nothing like that, we're going to break out with it.
I love it.
But yeah, so I believe that the Christian world has seen him transition, but wisdom says that as the world changes, I believe our outreach should change to match that. I really, really, really do. That's my opinion,
So as I was raised in the church.
Yeah.
I don't claim Christian because I don't follow the rules.
Okay.
So I don't, it's fine. Yeah. Okay. So as a person who understands that growth is necessary in any group of people in order for it to survive. If as a Christian, and I've been in a couple of churches that I consider dead, there are anybody in it, all the people in the pulpit,
salt,
right? All the people,
no saltiness.
All the people in the pulpit. All the people in the pulpit are 80 years or older. All the people in the audience are 50 years or older, and then there's a crazy generation gap. The next oldest person is like 17, and then there are a bunch of tiny kids behind that person, and none of those kids aren't getting a education in Christianity that benefits them for the world that they live in.
Right.
And that was one of because I remember being a huge Kirk Franklin fan. I think I still have GP and the Silver and Gold album. I have those in my house right now. And watching that happen and thinking, oh my God, he is really trying to reach somebody. He is, in my mind, I'm looking at it, and what's really secular, because he's not wearing a suit, because he chose to put bass in his song. Like, what really is wrong? Like, what's quote unquote, what is the actual sin?
Right.
Because he's talking about God.
Yes.
He's representing God, because it's not like he's touching himself
No.
So wait,
women.
can I ask a question?
Come on.
The lady that was singing with him, Kelly
Price.
She's a gospel singer, right?
Yeah. She converted. She went from R&B,
right? One of those crossover,
right? And then she crossed over to
She
Christian.
didn't get backlash.
No, because that's
question.
I was coming to that, because that's another one of the things that I find interesting about the world of gospel is that, like, Aretha Franklin can sing whatever she wants anytime she wants, and nobody says boo about it. But Kelly Price, when she made the transition, she hasn't done another R&B album. She's done a few R&B spots here and there,
right?
But she's never put out another R&B album. The same thing with Michelle
Williams.
Yeah, Michelle Williams from Destiny's Child. She also occasionally shows up for Destiny's Child, may sing one or two of those songs, but that she, when you cross over into the gospel music world, that group of fans is very high demand, and it's one of the things about being a leader in Christianity or in any religion. People look at you and they expect you not to make any mistakes.
Right.
They expect you to not be human, and it's not fair. It's not fair. And I have no problem. The only time I have a problem with humanity in the pulpit is when you're lying about it.
Right.
If you are being real about it, then I am with you, man. I am down for the cause. Let's all make mistakes and get dirty and, learn something. Yes, Mr. Frizzle. But, you can't look at another human being and expect them not to make the same mistakes you do. That's just our coding. That's how we're built. We are people. We are doing
Born
this
to sin
one
and
day.
shaped in iniquity.
Is
what the scripture says.
Right.
But we are saved by grace. Woo-hoo-hoo.
That's nice.
So the fact is, we still are flesh, and those mistakes do happen, you know. And then the body of Christ, if we claim to walk in the image of Christ, he had so much compassion. For me personally, this is my tagline. I am not out to change anybody. My role is to introduce them to the one who can change them. Whoa. And the reason being is because the Bible also says, put no confidence in flesh. I'm not supposed to trust you like that anyway, because you're not God.
Hello. Thank you.
Don't get me started. Woo!
Come to church tonight.
Come on. It wasn't planned like this, but it happened. Somebody must have needed to hear it.
And in the underneath that topic of stress,
yes,
Kirk Franklin has been very open about who he is, about the struggles he's been through. I, in my mind, he is an evangelist. Like he is so willing to share himself. And that for me is the real Christ-like, the real Christianity.
Yes.
I will share myself, flaws and all. I got some wisdom for you. I have some hurt for you that I can help you cope with. I got it. Come see me. I will help you.
Yes.
And that's what Jesus was. He would say, hey, I'm just here to help, dude. I'm just hanging out. Oh, thanks for that plate of food. I appreciate it.
He was, and then too, also, if he wasn't accepted, the scripture says to dust your feet off and keep it moving. You cannot make anybody do anything. All you can do is offer it to them. And the best example is to live that life before men. Okay, because people will want to know, like, just by how you live, like, what is it that's so different about you? And then that's your segue to offer it to them, and prayerfully, they will accept, Well,
don't forget to call in 410-702-5657, or you can text in at 443-642-9403. We would love to have your feedback.
Yes, talk to us. We only got through one of our inspirational news topics because that was a good one. I mean, because poor Kirk Franklin, I felt really bad.
I did too,
because where was the support from his Christian brothers and sisters? Judge not lest ye be judged.
And then my thing is Kanye, one of Kanye's songs on his first album was very Christian, was very, very Christian. It was about being this person who is not perfect and finding your way to he who is perfect. People have such short memories.
Yeah. And I just think too, if you have any issues with anybody's lifestyle, your job is to pray for them, because I don't know what Kanye and his family are doing. I don't know. I can assume, just by the type of music he creates and everything. What I do believe is that he is in that lifestyle and that he has to maintain it.
Right.
So
I personally don't think that college dropout. I think that was much more authentically him than what he's been putting out recently. But I feel like there was a lot of heartbreak and sorrow that has built this Kanye now.
And he's still being made. And that's the one thing Kirk Franklin said. I'm with him throughout the race. However it ends, but I'm still going to support him.
What a powerful person to have in your corner. Congratulations, Kanye.
Right?
Kirk is powerful.
He is. All right, we're going on break. We're going to come back. We still talking about stress all in here, but I do want to get to the rest of our topics. So please stay put. Don't move.
Are you thinking about getting your GED diploma? Well, here at the GED Pep Talk Center, we've got a number of pep talks that can motivate you.
Sometimes things don't always turn out the way you want them to.
You know that feeling? People look at you and don't believe in you.
You want some gentle encouragement. Then you're on your way to your GED diploma and a better life.
But I know they're probably just a little bit nervous. You can find it in yourself to take that first step.
You can improve your future. You can do this. I know you can.
You need to start pushing yourself.
Now get your game face on and take the first step towards a better life. Hurry up. Don't make me repeat myself.
Whatever level of motivation you need to get your GED diploma, we've got a pep talk that's right for you. Call 1-877-38-YOUR-GED or visit yourged.org for your pep talk and find free GED classes in your area. GED is a registered trademark of the American Council on Education, brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
From North, East, South, and West, you're listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Be exposed. Be exposed. Radio.com.
Hi, I'm Joe Perry. And Steven Tyler from Aerosmith, here for RAD, recording artists, actors, and athletes against drunk driving. Yeah, you know we love it when the music does the talking.
And you know, the music stops when someone gets killed.
So never let someone you know get behind the wheel if they've been drinking. So keep it real. Friends don't let friends drive drunk.
A public service message brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
Hey everybody, check out what you missed on the one and only Be Inspired radio show.
I'm just thankful this year I've dealt with, you know, some growing pains, and I've overcome some things, and I've also, you know, accomplished some things in the process. I've learned some things. Like I've learned I learned that everybody loves your work until they got to pay for it. That's what I learned. That's what I learned. I learned everybody loves what you do. I mean,
not always.
Listen, the Bible says money answereth all things.
Wow.
Okay. And there is a place. There is a place where finances is necessary. And when you got kids and when you got a wife and then you doing everything and you know you top dog at what you do, especially when you weren't in the same place.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
All right, Be Inspired radio show on BeExposedRadio.com. We are back on this lovely Wednesday evening. I have Big Mama Ama in the house with me. We having some good conversation just about stress, you know, and just how the world is today. So we do have a text. It says, "Hi, wanted to comment on stress. I have to recognize where the stress is really coming from to deal with it." That is absolutely the truth. So that is actually the first step to being able to cope with stress. See, the topic stress less, to become stressless, that topic alone puts ownership on you as the person. So you have to make some identifications in your life of what you're attached to that might be causing the stress. It could be people, it could be things. I don't always put emphasis on people when I think of stress. Also, stress is not just something that is bad. Stress could be something that is good.
It's very true.
You could be having so many awesome things going on for you and around you, but it could be just too much for you to handle. And therefore, you may have to cut some of it. You may not want to because you're like, oh, if I let that go, maybe I'll be letting go of this opportunity, you know? But the fact is, at the moment, it is not good for you. You can't even handle it.
Right.
And if it's meant for you, if you let it go, it will come back.
Amen.
That opportunity is not gonna, if it's meant for you, it will find its way back to you. But sometimes you just have to let things go just so that harmony can flow in your life.
Harmony.
Yes. You know, because you don't want, I know what it's like to be overwhelmed. You know, to just have, and there was a time in my life again where good things were happening, but it was just so much that I was like, okay, you know, like say you're in a great place in your career and you got gigs coming from everywhere. That's good. That's very good. But then you have to identify, I am only one person. I cannot be everywhere all the time. So accept the ones that you can do and let them do for you what they were meant to do for you. And the other ones just kindly let go. And those people will respect that. If you set that tone,
Especially if they were coming, especially if it was something they're offering you.
Right.
So, listen, I appreciate it, but I can't.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, no problem. Let me know when you can.
Right.
And that's how you know that it is for you.
Exactly.
Like, I'll wait. That's cool. You do your thing.
Exactly. And then you won't have to deal with the guilt of letting it go. Again, there's that guilt, So yeah, identifying where the stress is coming from. So I always say you have to take an inventory of all the things that are in your life periodically. You really do. Just take an inventory, just a quick look around, and assess those things. What is really bringing you value at that moment? What is it?
Self-evaluation is something that a lot of people aren't good at.
Right. And that's true.
So it takes practice.
Yes, it does.
If you never do it, you will never figure it out.
That's the truth.
Self-reflect, and it is not easy sitting down and thinking about what you think, how you're feeling, why you're feeling that way. Because a lot of times you get into that and you realize I don't feel good,
right?
And I don't like this, and I don't like that, and oh my God, it's everywhere. How did I get here? Because you're asleep at the wheel.
Sure,
you are asleep at the wheel.
You on autopilot. You just going through life like.
And then you look up like, I don't like any of these people. This air smells bad. I hate the paint on this wall.
Get the ripping everything apart. Oh my Lord.
Reflection is necessary.
It is. So yeah, identify really coming from where the stress is really coming from.
And sometimes it's coming from a place and you don't know it. I know in high school, I was always worried about everything. And then I realized that is my mother making me crazy. Because she's always, you didn't. And what about, and woman, sit down somewhere. Let me have my life. You live your life. And we can both be okay.
I'm serious.
Love you, Mom. Love you.
And it could be the people closest to you too, unfortunately. But then we have to try to find a way to become strong enough to set those boundaries in our life and just say in a respectful way, if you can. Some people just don't get it when you say it respectfully. So you gotta be like, look, this is not working. You're gonna have to be very blunt, but then if you can very respectfully say, that's just not what I need right now, but then be clear about what it is that you do need. Sometimes you might not know, but just say that I don't need that right now.
Right.
I don't need that kind of stress and pressure. But yeah, stress could be coming from people, things, places, associations.
Every time you get in your car, you don't know it's going to turn on.
Yeah.
Come on, baby.
I know.
That's stress.
That's stress. And that's another point. Stress could be mild to severe. So stress could be something little, something that, just like you said, something that for some people getting that car to turn on is big,
right?
Because you might not be able to get to your work or your wherever
because you didn't give yourself enough time to catch the bus in case the car didn't start.
I know, because you were relying on that car.
Weren't you?
Come on, start up. My first car was a 1988 Chevrolet Nova.
Woo! Bless your soul.
And I spent $100 on that car. That was a hard-earned $100. But I tell you, I spent a many day praying behind that wheel, like, please, Lord, let this thing turn on.
Been there. Been there.
Yes, and I was grateful to have that car. I treated it like it was a Mercedes Benz.
Let me tell you something. We just bought a car, brand new car, 2015, hybrid, all the newfangled.
Yeah,
had the car 3 weeks and the dead thing would not start.
Oh my gosh!
We got in it. I'm pushing the button.
Like, yeah,
lights come on, car don't come on. Lights go off, lights come on, car don't. What's happening? We just bought this car.
That's so crazy.
So 1988 Nova, brand new vehicle.
It don't matter. Nope. And anything in between.
All of that.
Yeah. So stress could come from a lot of places. And I think it is wise that you said, you got to figure out where it's coming from, because that's the first step. First of all, you realize that something in your life is out of balance. So that's good. That's the first step. And then now you got to just take the time to just take an inventory of your life and figure out what needs to be there and what doesn't. All right, so we get ready to go on break. When we come back, more with Stress Less to become stressless. Okay? All right, see you later.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the station with all the hits in the Talk Radio Show weeknights at 7 p.m.
Okay, so just type the job website address here. That's it. Then you enter what job you're looking for there.
Electrician. This is Peter. Recently, he got help going on the internet for the first time to look for a new job.
Okay, then you just hit search and...
In the past, Peter's gotten work through people he knew, but he heard there were more jobs online.
There we go.
These are all for me?
Uh-huh.
Really? He had no idea just how many. I can't believe it. This one looks good. Peter is thinking the internet might be for him after all.
And this is just one website.
Wow. Why didn't I do this sooner? See what the internet can help you do at everyoneon.org or call 1-855-387-9166 to find a free training class near you. Brought to you by Connect to Compete and the Ad Council.
Be exposed. Be exposed. Radio.com.
We're rewarding you for something you already do, listening to us. It's Radio Loyalty, and it's an easy way for you to get free stuff. All you do is sign up. Go ahead and click the banner now. You'll earn points as you listen. Points you can trade in for great products and services in the Radio Loyalty store. You can earn even more points when you share your favorite station with friends on Facebook and Twitter. Radio Loyalty. It's free to sign up, so click the banner to join now.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Hello. Welcome everyone to Weird Radio, where everybody is really dope. We are back. I'm your host, Kenyon Parsons.
No, you're not the host.
I'm not.
You're
the
not the host today.
Not the host today. I'm the host. Today's show is being taken over by Stella, who ain't shit, the guest who ain't never left.
Yeah.
MTC El Falcone, the Falcon.
What's up, people? So, in today's world, we're going to start off with a couple of Black History facts.
Oh, snap.
Dun, dun, dun. Okay. I had the liberty of doing this.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Hey now, we back. The Inspired Radio Show on BeExposedRadio.com. Listen, we are having some hot conversation on the Be Inspired Radio Show. So I want you to call in 410-702-5657 or text us at 443-642-9403. We are talking about stress less to become stressless. Okay. And we are talking about ways to deal with it. So before we left on the break, we had somebody to text in and they asked the question, or they made a comment. They said, I have to recognize where the stress is really coming from to deal with it. And I thought that was very wise, because that's the first step to actually dealing with and coping with stress. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that going forward, and recognizing the signs of stress. I mean, it comes in all forms. We also talked about, if you're just tuning in, we also talked about how stress doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. Sometimes it's a good. You know, you have a lot of stuff going on in your life. You may be a performer of some sort, an artist, and you have all of these gigs coming to you. But then you have to realize you might not be able to take on all of that. You might have to turn something away, but that's okay, because if it's meant for you, trust and believe it will come back to you. I'm a firm believer. So when we talk about stress, right, to help you understand what it is, several words to describe stress: strain, pressure, tension. These are all words to describe what stress is. Okay. Again, with the good stress, it is pressure. You might, have a job interview. You want to do really well in it. The pressure is you want to do well. So you're stressed about it, but you got to find a way to cope with that. Again, it could be good stress or bad stress. It could be something that's recurring. It could be something that's short term or long term. So there could be that one nagging thing in your life that just won't go away, that keeps causing all this stress. If you can afford to cut that recurring stressor out of your life, please do, because it's not going to be good for you. Okay. Short-term stresses, like again, we talk about the car.
Right.
Okay. That car will not turn on. That's a temporary thing. That is short term. That's something you can get fixed. You know, long-term things may be illnesses.
Yes.
Okay. You might have a child who was born with a disability. You yourself may have one. That's something that could be recurring and long term, you know. But the wonderful thing about life is that we can always adjust and cope with these types of stresses, even if they're long term and recurring. You know, something that you may not be able to do anything about. It's in your life. It's there, but you can cope with it, right? All right. And I want to make sure I give you some information, because when you walk away from the show, I want you to say, okay, I have some tools now for dealing with stress. I know what it is, you know. So what causes stress? Change of all kinds. Just had a baby, you may have lost a loved one, you just got a new house, just got a new job, you know, your kids might be getting into school, they might be changing schools. I mean, change is all around us. As sure as you are alive, change will come. It just is what it is. And it can cause all kinds of stress. It can, you know, worry. I told you before, I admit it. Hi, my name is Naomi and I'm a chronic worrier. Okay. It's something that's part of who I am, but I'm learning, because I don't have it mastered, but I am learning how not to worry as much and not to, you know, be concerned about those things that I can't do anything about.
Right.
You know,
that's the key.
Yeah.
Figuring out what you actually have control over.
Yeah.
And realizing the things you don't have any control over, just let it go.
Let it go. And being okay with it, you know, and knowing when to let it go. You know, like, my time is up. I can't deal with it no more. Gotta let it go.
Right.
Can't handle it. And your thoughts can cause you stress. Just somewhat like worry, but, you know, maybe not exactly, but your thoughts, you know, you could be left with them. You could be just, you know, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Or one thought will lead to another thought, until it actually becomes an actual thing.
I know for me, one of the thoughts that I have had to deal with and learn to release is, what is that? Do they like me? Do they really like me? Are they just are they just pretending like they're my friend? I have had to deal with that. And why is that face on you, Nate?
Oh, and Nate is back in the studio, y'all.
Why are you looking at me like that?
He's like,
he can't even talk, y'all.
What? He's speechless? Oh my.
Right. That's why I'm like, what did I say?
Because you and your cast of Insurrection all felt that way.
Yeah.
And that's the type of stress where you take on other people's issues, and I try hard not to do that. Very hard. It's very hard, because you don't want people to feel something about you, because you can say whatever you want to say. Words can hurt, but you can say, but people's thoughts, because I don't know for sure, because you have not verbalized it.
Right.
So my imagination is
run wild,
Disneyland size.
Yeah.
So it
actually, I figured it out pretty early.
Yeah.
My mother is a fan of Battlefield of the Mind by Joyce Meyer.
Yes.
Right. I've never read the book, but she has
started in the morning.
She will, because she has a devotional thing that goes with it. It's really good.
So she shared a lot of that with me, because we have a lot of the same mental ailments, or not ailments, but things that we deal with. So listening to her talk about, you know, for her, it was not feeling like she was accomplishing anything, feeling like less than constantly. And for me, it was, you know, I am okay with who I am, but is everyone else okay with who I am? And oh my God, do I need can I, and getting to the point where I had to remember most people ain't thinking about you.
The truth.
Most people are
but they
thinking about you.
About that.
Right.
Well, they're thinking about themselves and how they may relate to you or may not, but they're not thinking about you in a pointing kind of thing. They're thinking about you in their Venn diagram of life. Right.
Or even if they are looking at you in a judgmental way, you still have to not worry so much about that.
Right.
You can't, because you cannot control. I can't control what Nate is thinking on any given day. I can't.
I can't control it.
You know? See, some people can't even control their own thoughts.
Right.
But but you have to be cognizant of, if you're that person doing that, worrying about what's outside of you. We live in a world today where that manifests itself in somebody keeping a job, somebody being able to be happy in their own life.
Right.
Because those things are no longer thoughts. Those things eventually manifest itself into reality.
Yes, they do.
So I'm worrying about whether you like me. So that turns into a reaction. So that's a conversation we're having now with a third party and a fourth party. So now we all wondering, do that person like us? So it's gone from a singular to a
multiple.
Multiple things. So that one person is like, well, what the hell?
Right.
I don't even know the rest of you.
Right.
But we have to be cognizant of not only the things that we are doing to ourselves, but the things that are then reflecting off of ourselves onto other people.
Right.
Because I have an insecurity. The way I relate to you and the way I treat you is based on the insecurity that I have about myself.
Right.
But I've made it about you.
Right.
So these people don't see this insecurity that lies within me. They just see what I've then projected onto you. So you're sitting there like, okay, so we good?
Yeah.
And we're not good.
Right.
Because you've imagined this whole issue.
scenario.
Right. And it's all from thoughts.
I am so very guilty of that. And it is a daily struggle because it's something I still live with. And one of the most profound things my mother told me that she got from Battlefield of Mind. If you should pick up the book and read it. If you are a person,
will she come on Saturdays?
She's on at 5 in the morning.
And she has podcasts,
right?
So you can go on.
Joyce Myers is really, if you are a person who deals with self-esteem, she will help you.
Yeah.
But that you live the majority of your life inside your head. It's you with your own thoughts. A lot of the things that you think, you don't actually say, you just think them.
Yep.
Your life is lived,
real.
right? Right. Your life is here in your head, and anything you think can manifest itself in the world.
Sure
so you have to be, and that's why the Bible will tell you,
as a
cast
man
down
thinketh,
principalities,
right?
Because you have to.
So is he,
right? And you have
think
to
it more. You become.
And that's where you get the people who, I'm stupid. I'm so stupid. No, you're not. You just, you made a mistake.
Everyone you are now because you said it long enough.
Everyone makes mistakes.
And also when we talk about the Bible, like we also talk, it says anything of a good report, think on these things.
Amen.
We're given permission to think about great things, cast down every imagination that exalted itself above God.
Amen.
All of these scriptures tell you not to worry about the little things that you shouldn't worry about.
I think if you go through and do the work to find out how many scriptures there are in the Bible about your thoughts and making sure that you control them, I'm sure it's a third of the Bible.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I'm sure it's a third.
That's what that whole is.
Right.
And that's so many of them.
So many.
But it really, I have a cousin and she had just put on Facebook today, like this whole thing, I am tired. And it was a whole list of things. It was like a meme she shared. And I know she feels the majority of those things. But she had, my cousin had passed away and then her husband passed away. And their birthdays are like days apart.
Yeah.
So she was sick and then her son died like this out of the blue. And then her husband died out of the blue. Her father died before them out of the blue. And it was a lot on her in that age. So a lot of that was her mentality making her sicker.
Yeah.
So she is in a place where she just like giving up, and I could not. She's my mother's cousin, but I still I had to say it to her, and it felt strange because she's my mother's age, and I am 30 something saying this to her, but I could not leave the conversation, even if it was on Facebook, because for her to put something on Facebook, it was serious,
right?
Yeah, and sometimes people act out in that way because they're
looking for help.
Right, they're looking for help.
To cry for help.
Right. And it was crazy because she didn't even say anything herself, but by her posting it, I could tell she was feeling overwhelmed and she was at work. And I said to her, like, you have to make a decision that you don't want to feel this way. That's the hardest part.
It is.
Making a decision that I don't want to feel this way, because we can continuously, Iyanla said, you keep getting high off your own supply or off your own thought process. And you keep saying that same story in your head and you get high off it every single time the same way. And it's not like a drug or alcohol where eventually you get numb to it and you don't get high. You get high the same way you feed yourself that story. And you have to make a decision that I don't want to hurt like this anymore. And then you have to actively live in a way that deflects anything about that story and not lying to yourself, but actively moving forward. It's the same thing if somebody's been molested or raped or something's happened to them. Tragically, you have to make a decision that I don't want to feel that angry anymore or that way anymore.
And it is absolutely
a choice.
It is absolutely a choice.
Nobody can make that choice for you. Nobody, no therapist, no doctor, no pastor. You have to decide that you don't want to feel that way anymore, because the stress of it you already stressed about it.
Yes.
But then the story of it, that you're the victim in that situation.
That's even more stress.
Right. That's more.
You gotta peel through that. That's another layer.
Wondering why they're dying so young and so like that.
Right.
Because they're living with, and I remember living with that type of anxiousness. But I can tell you the one thing that cleared up for me was I stopped caring about other people's problems that I had no control over. Like the moment I stopped trying to make my mother and her sisters be sisters, the moment I stopped trying to make my friends get along, the moment I stopped trying to make my department in school work well. When I stopped doing all that, and that was really within the last 5 years.
You and I are Save the World people.
Right.
Listen, we're going to have to wrap this part up. But when we come back from the break, let's continue this, okay? Stress less to become stressless.
Yes.
All right. So see you at the break.
From north, east, south, and west, you're listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
We're rewarding you for something you already do, listening to us. It's Radio Loyalty, and it's an easy way for you to get free stuff. All you do is sign up. Go ahead and click the banner now. You'll earn points as you listen. Points you can trade in for great products and services in the Radio Loyalty store. You can earn even more points when you share your favorite station with friends on Facebook and Twitter. Radio Loyalty. It's free to sign up, so click the banner to join now.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com. The station with all the hits and the Talk Lately show weeknights at 7 p.m.
I just need you to take a listen to this. Monty, the executive producer around here, and the host of the Talk Lately show with Monty, goes off. Check this out.
Who's traveling in here?
We took it. We stripped it for parts.
Why? Who took the air conditioner out? Who is the boss around this bitch? I don't understand. Because I never told anybody to take this. And where is it?
You something, Bill.
To be honest with you, it ain't been in here. It wasn't even in here Tuesday.
Oh, snap. You got jacked a week ago, son.
Where is it?
They straight up.
Seriously. Where's Nate?
Oh, snap.
I don't know. I'll double check.
Right.
Seriously. Where's Nate? Don't touch the door again. Where's Nate? Nate? Nathan Steven.
Oh.
Oh, my God.
Is that his name? They found it.
I'm on the air. Can I get my situation together? I'm running a business around this bitch.
It's in that closet.
See? Just check the show out. Every Tuesday at 7 p.m. right here on BeExposedRadio.com.
Check out this flashback of the Artist Exchange Radio Show on BeExposedRadio.com.
So, you know how you around people who really can sing? And they always like, I don't know if it's this time. That's what these, well, at least these two over here are giving me right now. It's not the time, you know. It should be 78.5 degrees in here.
0.25.
So they're going to share a little bit, just a little taste to get you interested, to get you tingling this morning.
On in here.
Share a little of that Banji soul with us.
Stand behind her.
Okay. Well, y'all singing y'all mic.
Yeah, y'all can sing.
Okay, so this is called What I Thought. It's also on the album.
Don't hold back.
Okay. Y'all ready? You ready, B? Okay. I see the lights pouring out your face. No, you can't hide. I see them clear as day. I'm growing tired of playing these games. You say I'm tripping. Well, get up on this plane now.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
All right, y'all, we back. You're listening to the Be Inspired Radio Show on BeExposedRadio.com.
We need this.
I am your host, Miss Be Inspired, and we're just having a cleansing moment right now. We're talking through some of the things that have stressed us out in the past and even currently. Yes, diplomatically.
That's within me. I'm trying to relinquish that.
We are trying to work through our thoughts so that our presence, wherever we go, will not create confusion. That's what we've been talking about.
It's baggage. It
Yeah.
you.
Right.
You say you leaving it at home, but
Right.
it's stuck to your shoe, and you taking it with you.
You taking your mess with you everywhere
How do
you go,
you
leaving
deal
a
with
trail.
Because something about me says that you can blow up if you need to.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yes, you perceive me very well.
Hesitation, yeah. That's,
I mean, but
who
the
knows
fact
you?
is that's on reserve. So I've had to work through, how to deal with. I'm mostly very diplomatic. So I try to. I'm like
You're a harmony
Alma.
person,
right? I don't like conflict. I really don't. If I have to, of course I'll do it. And if I do it, I'm like, we need to talk. That's how I start off. We need to talk. I've had many closed door sessions with folks at work. I've been like, can we have a few minutes? Let's sit down.
See, I don't want to say I'm not diplomatic, but that it doesn't work when the other person is stuck in their ways.
Right. But see, you can't go into the conversation feeling that way either. You can't. Right. Because you're already, you have to go in there open-minded, regardless of how they're going to feel.
Right.
You're going in there with an agenda. You're trying to set the record straight or explain your side of it or whatever.
I'm laughing because that happened to me recently. And I went in there with all good intentions.
Right.
And I said, I've learned whenever you have a roommate, you listen to what their issue is first.
Right.
And then you understand what your problem with them is.
Right.
I've lived in a dorm. I've had roommates. So I know, let me hear what you got to say first. And most times that person is, let me know how you feel.
Right.
And then I tell them how, but I just gave you.
Right. I asked you first. Yeah. You did not give me anything.
Mad. And I'm at a really good place in my life the last couple years where those things don't affect me. Like I just don't get affected. Now I'm human. I still feel, but I don't react to things because actions and reactions go like this.
They do.
They go in two different, especially when you expecting a reaction out of somebody. They go in two different directions.
But yeah. So when you go into those confrontational moments or what have you, you already know you're not gonna be able to control how they respond.
Right.
Are you good at controlling yourself now? Like even with your emotions on the inside?
Yeah. I mean, I haven't mastered it. There are moments where I really get frustrated, but for the most part, I try to think about it first. Like I try not to react right then and there when I'm the most angry.
Yeah. I am definitely, and I sometimes will even take days.
Yeah.
Where it's like, are you okay? No, I'm not. But
and you can choose.
I will be, and eventually we'll talk about it. But I can't talk about it right now.
Sometimes for me, I'm not a person who can stay mad.
Right.
Literally, and if you do something to me in this second, while we on the show right now,
Mhm.
I'm gonna take a deep breath and it's gone.
Mhm.
But I don't ever forget. So
Right.
trust and believe. I'm sitting here thinking about it the whole time,
Mhm.
and it's not even festering in my mind. I just can't forget.
Mhm.
But I've let it go. I get mad at myself for not being mad.
Mhm.
But
I'm gonna tell you, my best Ebony once told me, Amma, some of these people deserve your disdain. They really do.
Sometimes people have told me that too. Like, you're way too nice. I've had that
because that makes the problem worse. Whatever your
Right.
issue with that person,
You're
that
validating
adds
it.
another
Right.
level because then they think they can
Do that, right. Mhm.
So there are moments where I still am Nate,
right,
and I still give you a taste of it, but I won't go to the level. It's not malicious,
right?
I'm not trying to hurt you in this moment. But
Yeah.
you have to realize, because I think some people think people like us, we don't
Yeah.
have feelings,
right?
So, he good. He'll bounce back from that. No, because I'm about to let you know right now in
Yes.
this minute.
And people
I'ma
end up
take
getting
home.
shocked when you do. I've had to do
Like,
that.
where that come from?
No,
Right.
no.
Right.
Your
bruh.
behavior just now.
Right.
That's where that came
Like,
from.
please don't do. I've done it. I've said that. I like one time I was at work and it was weird because it was a work environment. You think people will come to work and know how to act. But anyway,
No, absolutely
we're
not.
at lunch and one of the girls, I don't know, she ended up finding out she was pregnant, so maybe it was pregnancy hormones anyway. So I was talking and she was like, do you really mean to talk that low? Because I can hardly hear you. Like, that's how she
I'm sorry.
lashed out at me. And then, oh God, the worst thing on top of that was the girl in front of me who was talking. Oh, she always talks like that. Like, then she ends up defending me, right?
Uh-huh.
Like, not defending me,
Right.
but like trying to defend
trying to
me.
help you, but not really.
And
She wasn't sitting there.
right, as if I was looking like, am I in the Twilight Zone? Did I just go back to the 1950s and I'm in the Twilight Zone right now?
Work is just an
A lot
extension of high
people
school
have
for
gotten to
some
a point
folks.
where they disregard
Right.
that you have feelings.
Right.
Mhm.
And that's I'm a person like that. I don't speak loud, and a lot
Yeah.
of people like, well, what did you say?
Yeah.
Because
All right.
I'm trying not to be that hood person that
Right.
I am and be just loud.
All right, look, we gotta wrap this up. We gotta get ready to go on our break. But look, when we come back, we just want to keep it going on the Be Inspired Radio Show on BigExposedRadio.com.
From north, east, south, and west, you're listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Did you know that birthday parties help build confidence in kids?
Yeah. Did you know that giving kids less sugar before bedtime helps them sleep better?
Oh, totally. Did you know that friendly kids have more friends?
Everybody knows that.
Hey, guys, did you know that most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
I didn't know that. Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right car seat at the right age and size. Visit safercar.gov/the right seat to make sure your child is protected. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Be exposed. Be exposed. Radio.com.
Only in the forest can you see this. And this. And this. But nothing beats the moment you see that.
Cool!
That's your child's eyes opening up to a world of possibilities.
I didn't know it could do that!
Because one trip to the forest can spark a world of difference.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go, like hiking, canoeing, fishing, or camping. Or create your own adventure with family and friends, and you might just see this. Your moment's out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org. That's discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Steven.
Who said that?
Me, down here.
What are you, a yellow booger?
I'm a banana slug, Steven.
Well, what are you doing in my room?
I'm your sense of adventure. Don't you remember me? Don't you know that we miss you?
Miss me? Who misses me?
You know, all your friends in the forest. The trees, the pond, that little fort that you made out of branches. We all miss you.
Mom took me to the forest last year.
I'm a slug, Steven. It took me a long time to get here.
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
This forest is not that far away. Have an adventure today. I'm sure your mom would take you.
You're right. I should get out. I want to have fun. Play in puddles, catch frogs, and climb trees. Hey, Mom!
Yeah, hon. Steven, what is that in your hand?
It's my sense of adventure, Mom. It's telling me we need to get out of the house and have some fun in nature today.
Come to the forest where the more adventurous you lives. Check out discovertheforest.org for cool places nearby.
Well,
brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service.
First off, let me go ahead and shout out to my bird chest gang out there.
You
man.
already, nigga.
Shout out to y'all, man. $160 and below. We out here, baby. Strong.
It's wintertime, man. It's not season, yo.
Strong. You feel me?
That shit goes straight to the bone, boy.
Right. Yo, this not our season. Let me tell y'all right now, this is not our season, man. Stop playing out here with these windbreakers, because we feel the wind. It don't break shit. Stop playing yourself. You feel me? Straight up.
Wear sweatpants under your jeans.
Yo,
jeans ain't outside
basketball
clothes.
shorts and all that. Some of us don't got the time to sit there and go out and buy long johns. So take the basketball shorts, take them bigger jeans that you got that ain't your size. Come on now, don't front. We all got a size bigger. Don't front. I'm a 34. I got like 8 pairs of 36s. Don't ask me why.
I used to wear 36s
all day. We gotta hide ourselves, yo. We can't let the world see who we are, because if we see who we are, they're gonna point it out.
Really, I've never needed a fucking size.
Come on now.
36 jean in my entire life.
Never.
That was
my size is a 33. Only thing I'm finding that is if I'm going to court. McDonald's
32,
pants.
actually.
32. Wow.
Yeah, man.
I'm scared for you. I want
That's
you to
great.
eat some
Great.
more. I want y'all to call in, and I'd love for y'all to sit there and give my man Uncle Stello some beautiful recipes so my man can eat more.
Be sure to tune in to Weird Radio every Thursday and Friday at 6:00 p.m. right here on BeExposedRadio.com.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Hey, everybody, check out what you missed on the one and only Be Inspired radio show.
And I know everybody is all excited about that word faith.
Yes, that's the one.
That's the key word. But I took a moment and I looked at faith in the Webster. Whether people understand it or not, whether you have a place where you have fellowship or worship, you still live by faith.
Yes.
Faith is not something that, you can really get away from. And it's in the Webster. And in Webster, it says faith is allegiance to duty or a person. It's an allegiance.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
All right, y'all, we're back. You're listening to the Be Inspired radio show on BeExposedRadio.com, and it's real live up in here right now.
That was just a scene from Stress.
Right. I wish y'all could see. You know what? I'm guilty. I'm gonna have to do Periscope, you guys, but you wouldn't have been able to see the skit.
Right.
Okay, the Stress skit live on the Be Inspired radio show. And how do you cope with it? When you get it handed to you, how? All right, y'all. So we having fun with this topic. Stress less to become stressless.
Stress will kill you.
Mm-hmm. And we have
more internal.
Yeah. you left it out. I'm gonna let y'all know. Yeah. But everybody's not at that point. Some people do hold on to those things, internalize.
I always wanted to be the person that just gave it to people.
Right.
That just was able, especially when I was younger, I just wanted to be able to express myself. And it got to the point where I had so much inside of me.
Right.
And I would just explode. When I was a teenager, I would just explode. I remember leaving my very first real job like that. Like I turned over Christmas trees and threw his keys in the fire. Like because I had it built up.
Yeah.
And I just let it out. And
I think I only get that frustrated when I'm trying to be, as I said, diplomatic.
Right.
And I'm trying to tell you, listen, we need to talk. And I'm trying to explain, and you just not getting it.
Whatever.
Right. You just not getting it. And then you get to the point like, look.
Especially when that person who's not getting it,
right?
Their reactions are harming you,
right?
Like, do you realize what you're doing is causing me anguish, and you're not caring,
and you just repeatedly just doing whatever you want.
And I build up on it's crying, tears.
Yeah.
because when I don't cry often.
Yeah.
I have those kind of
Right.
feelings,
Yeah.
and I cry off the stories.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing I cry off.
But it's cleansing.
It is. When I do it and it's nonstop.
Yeah.
Right.
It's all day
If you
long.
see me crying, somebody about to get it. That's what that's my sign.
I'm the same as Monty. I don't cry often. In fact, the time that I cried the most was when I was pregnant because the hormones were
Right.
and I knew when my body was back because I was no longer crying at the drop of a hat. I was
Right.
like, oh, thank God. It was almost 9 months after my son finally vacated my baby. But so
it is coming.
Your body will tell
He's been
you.
being nicer lately.
Who, me?
Yeah, he's been being.
Well, no, it's coming.
Nice.
I know it's coming because I'm coming up on a year since my father died,
Wow.
and both my grandmother's birthdays are in April, so I know
Okay.
it's coming somewhere in there.
This is
I
that
just feel
catharsis time for me.
Somebody's gonna piss me off,
And it's I am not a
Then
crier.
there'll be your opportunity to get it out.
I am not a crier, but
Somebody's
I
gonna die on the
absolutely
story.
Right.
believe in it. I do. There is that need to release these things you've been hanging on to. Because
Yes.
And you'll hear it all the time. Forgiveness is for the forgivee and for the forgiven.
Mm-hmm.
You hang on to what Nate was saying. All these people's stuff they've been giving you, and you haven't let go of any of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it never belongs
It will
to you to begin
right.
with.
It's not
wasn't
yours.
yours
You
to
don't
take
have
on.
to hang on to it. Let it go.
Mhm.
And whatever it is you use to let it go, do that. If crying is what you do, great. If joining an MMA dojo and beating people up once a week is what you do, because that's what I think I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
That's what you do. Like whatever it is.
You
But
need a
have to
stress
know,
reliever.
But letting it out in an aggressive
If
way,
it's baking
you
a
have
cake.
to control it
Yeah,
because it's still not real. It was a clip that went up about this young lady who had been molested when she was younger. So she confronts him as an adult, and her instinct was to beat him up.
I kind of think he's trying to make us cry.
Right.
No, I'm just saying, like, but
The instinct was.
All the little messages at the end was like, yeah, but my reaction was that's not helping her.
No, it's not.
Because every time she sees him, is she gonna want to do it? That doesn't go away.
No.
You have to deal with it. And then if you beat him up, then you've dealt with it.
Right.
And then that's just like you release
Your
it.
release, right?
But you're not gonna want to do that. And she's like, every time I see you, I'm gonna punch you in your face. And
That's
I'm
what I
like,
said to him.
she's not really she's not, but that was love.
Right.
She's still holding on.
Yeah.
Tough
She
love.
loved him, but
Right.
Right.
And then,
All right. So I'm gonna ask y'all, Be Inspired family.
Oh, don't forget, people, call in.
That's what I was about to
410.
say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. She got it.
Your
Yes.
frustration.
Huh?
Let's hear your frustration.
Yeah. Like, what are some things that frustrate you? Well, how do you deal with the stressors that come in your life? Okay.
Well,
Do you think like you
I've
cope?
got some of them out. Mine out on Monday. No,
Mhm.
yeah, Monday is when I watched it, but the show was on Sunday
Mhm.
when I watched The Walking Dead.
Oh my God, I watched that too.
Dead.
Wait a
Oh
minute,
my
let me give
God.
out the number though. 410-702-5657 or text us at 443-642-9403. What are some of the things that really frustrate you? Are you able to handle it? Are you able to cope with it? Are you able to cope with the stress in your life? And how do you do it? Okay, we want to know. 410-702-5657 or text us at 443-642-9403.
Or if you have some practices that you use to help you de-stress. 'Cause
Yes.
that's part of this whole talk. is
Right.
How do I get first recognizing where the stress is coming from?
Yes.
Then dealing with that thing.
Yes.
And then the release of the stress.
Yes. All right. So back to our Walking Dead. So that was good because I
What
was
is it?
watching.
I mean, are they like people dying on The Walking Dead now? Like, what is happening?
Oh look, we had somebody pull out something. Yeah, I know what it is, but can I say that on the Be Inspired Radio?
The vape pen.
Yeah, it's just
Vapor.
Vaporizer.
Yeah, it's just for when you're trying to quit.
Right.
Yes.
They say that now, but
Vapor.
in 10 years.
No, I've known people that did this for a year and they're done with cigarettes now.
So
That's-
they just do that every day.
Mhm. But see, my problem is I just started back up again. I quit last year.
Yeah.
And why did I start back up?
I was gonna say, is there stress?
That's usually the time when I'm picking up a cigarette.
No, actually, it wasn't stress. It was I was at that party I went to the end of December. I couldn't remember why I had started back up again, and I had 3 cigarettes that night drinking. So, and I don't usually go out. So.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
When
Was that?
No, they got a smoking area on the side. It's indoors.
Everybody
though now.
does, yeah.
There's
Everybody
smoking
has to provide you some place to smoke because smokers are people.
You can't smoke inside the restaurant,
No.
but you can. There's a smoking section. It's indoors now.
They're working on the space on the moon for you guys and some.
Yeah.
Don't worry,
But I had started my habit. It was still only like 1.
Yeah.
But then I started feeling like, oh, I need another.
Mm-hmm.
And then I need another. And then I was buying
Just
packs.
and then just kept on going.
How do you crunch on that? I remember smoking my first. I bought a pack of cigarettes just to get mad at my mother when I was 18. I can buy my own cigarettes, and I just smelled my finger, and I was like, I will never. That's all it took for me.
You're such an interesting individual. I know for me, I started because
they don't taste good all the time, though. Too to people that even smoke, they don't taste good all the time.
No,
it's just because it's you're addicted
one
to
that
it.
you get.
Yeah,
be like,
oh, that's just what I need.
Your body is like, yeah.
But I smelled it hadn't even started burning. I was like, oh,
and you might just not be prone to something.
Yeah, and
like
tobacco is not. And
if you
cigarette
don't smoke,
tobacco is not a very pleasant smell. First of all, but I know I started because that was the only way I could get a break. I'd get an hour break at work. I would take my 15-minute smoke break, my half an hour lunch, and then my second 15-minute smoke break. And because I'm working at the front desk. I'm working at the front desk of a 300-room hotel. Like that is high stress, and I'm in charge of that front desk.
Yes.
So everything that happens, I gotta know about.
It's so
I need a
funny
break.
that you
Right
say
back.
that. Though. It's so funny that you say that though, because at my old job, it was a ritual.
Yeah.
If anybody
At
had
our
to
job,
smoke,
they do that
you
too.
had to give them their break.
Yeah.
Because we were so high paced.
Yeah.
If they say I need a smoke break,
That was
you
it.
best to let them go.
Right.
They're
Yeah.
gonna go off.
They go Kirk out on you.
And then they're actually they
at
wrote
my
in.
old job. It was just that high pace. People always are in demand.
Well, there's
and they
also-
want something from your report or whatever. If you see I'm going to smoke, okay, you just wait.
I would be 500 pounds.
There
I would
was-
eat cheeseburgers.
There was also written into law, anyone who was a cigarette smoker is allowed 2 15-minute breaks. Like that was put into equal
Your body
opportunity
becomes
employment
dependent
laws.
on it. You
But see,
gotta
the thing
have
is that you should when you get those 2 15 minutes, that's how we did it, because we used to like divide that 15 minutes up into 5-minute breaks so we can go all the time. And they allowed that. That was-
Right.
that
As
was
long as you
right.
as long as you get
As long as
half
you
an
do
hour
it.
to smoke, then you get
But you
half
don't really
an hour.
need 15 minutes to smoke a cigarette.
No, you don't.
Not a smoker anyway.
3 good pulls. All right. Done.
That's the fastest way to go through a pack of cigarettes, though. 5 minutes.
5-minute breaks them up.
In letting go of cigarettes, my choice for stress relief then was television. And God bless Netflix, I'm able to
Yes, you can binge watch stuff.
And I will, and like I said, I'm an old TV show watcher.
Yeah.
So I will pull out some Murder, She Wrote and delve into that. And then now what I'm doing is, ooh, my mom owned that cup. Ooh, I remember somebody used to have that shirt. Ooh,
Yeah.
I know who that actor is. They're famous now. Like that's how I disconnect, right?
That phone is. She is not allowed to use that phone in the studio.
What?
Because that phone is her crutch. She just surfs. She's
Can
not
I
even
tell
saying
you-
anything.
Yeah.
Who?
She on it.
Can I tell you
still
a funny
participating.
reason why I really want to stop smoking?
Yeah.
Because y'all know I moved into a new house last year.
Yeah.
And then now this smoking thing came back up. The funny part about it is, and which made me mad when I thought about it in retrospect, is that I don't allow shoes, food, or colored beverages upstairs in my house. So, but you can smoke. I piss myself thinking about ass hitting the carpet.
Right.
Because that stuff is damaging.
Yeah. Oh, it
does
turns
not-
your
That's
walls
what
and
I'm
everything
saying.
a different color.
I'm mad
It
at
does.
myself that I
Yeah.
started smoking again.
I make
because
people stand on the
out of
balcony.
all of the things that I list that I don't want upstairs is footprints, a colorful stain from a juice or anything, and food.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't cigarette smell and cigarette dust be one of them?
Right. Because that stuff can.
Yeah, that's why I was mad about it. So that's what I said. I'm going to start smoking on vapor.
They've done a ton of studies that secondhand smoke can actually come from just the residue in your house.
Cigarette smoke when somebody else is smoking.
Yeah.
I was so happy when they stopped letting people smoke in clubs.
Yeah, because I used to get that burning eyes.
And you would smell like a pack of cigarettes.
I hated y'all. I hated y'all so much. When y'all said stuff like that.
Because you could breathe.
The
There wasn't
smell.
like, oh, that wasn't.
But
the
when we was
colors,
trying to do
that
other things, we used that as a cover.
Mm-hmm.
We used the cigarette smell as a cover for the other stuff we was doing. And y'all ruined it all, and now we all sober in the club.
Yes. Just say no to drugs on the Be Inspired radio show.
Amen. This is your brain on drugs.
I know.
I don't use drugs.
Yeah, shame. Shame on money. That's what somebody said.
What could a cigarette possibly cover up?
I know.
Nicotine covers up a lot of damage.
I bet.
A multitude of sins.
I know.
Because as soon as you get outside, especially if it's cold outside, and you get in the car,
nobody wants to smell
the
that.
scarf you had.
It does. I'm telling you, it gets in every.
I'm always amused by cigarette smokers who don't like cigarette smoke because they are people.
The perfume and the water mints and gum.
Yes, let's see. Roses on funk is rose funk, guys.
Right.
Like you're not hiding.
Like Febreze.
Because you couldn't coming from the club or any atmosphere, you couldn't even put your clothes in the hamper because you would smell it. It would light up.
Yeah.
So I would just throw it right in the washing machine when I got out. I used to be so mad. That's what really stopped me from going out. Because I was like, this is what y'all do. Like my clothes stink. And this is like
so finicky.
I love it. Because that's what I was saying when I was thinking about, oh my gosh, why I let people smoke in my room? Because I think I'm the one that's going to be really neat with the cigarette.
Don't get that on my shoe.
Right. Oh, by the way, no footprints up here.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I said. No shoes up here.
Mm-hmm. Monty has a very nice house.
Oh my God.
I don't like it. My carpet, and then I got 3 cats.
Oh,
it don't help because I won't let them stink.
Right.
You can't just come in and
right.
So you've been there for dinner?
No.
I was about to say you invited.
That was a whole different thing.
Yeah, we do.
Because we're still waiting for the Be Exposed dinner party. And
right.
The Be Exposed one next.
Oh, okay.
In February, but the snow ruined that.
Oh,
that's okay.
Snow.
Right. Darn.
I know.
The snow's gone.
Right, exactly.
So what's
It's snowed about a week now.
There's still 2 more weeks left.
Right.
February.
It's still February.
Right.
We got an extra day in February and everything.
Is this gonna be a potluck or is this we showing up?
Let's do it on a
Yes,
leap
it
day.
does.
We could do a potluck and just all come over.
Yeah.
Bring a bottle of wine in a
That'd
dish.
be nice.
Because I saw dinner cooked last time I saw pictures. Right. After the fact. I got leftovers.
You got a plate.
Right, leftovers. Exactly.
Oh, okay. All right. We got direction. If you're gonna talk into the mic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm leaving.
It doesn't matter. Okay.
He's running a business.
All right.
When I wasn't talking, they were talking to me.
Right. We still talk about stress.
We are.
And how to cope with it.
Stress free at this moment.
Right.
I just don't get stressed the same way anymore. I worry. I don't want to eliminate the idea of worrying, but I don't stress like that. It's hard for me to care enough to harm myself with stress.
Right.
To care about things. I'm still human. I still feel, but it's just amazing to me. I see more clearly people's insecurities and what's going on with you to make this situation so toxic. Like I think my silence sometimes aids them.
Yeah.
But I've learned you don't want me to open my mouth because then it's not pretty. So why get confrontational in this moment?
We can go on break. So when we come back, we're gonna start wrapping up our conversation.
Oh no.
No.
2 hours go by.
It did. When you talk about matters of the mind and heart and body, I'm telling you, that time will fly. So, but listen, come back because we still got more time. We still gonna finish up our conversation. We're gonna wrap things up, all right, on the Be Inspired Radio Show on BeExposedRadio.com. We going to pot.
What you missed on Be Exposed Radio?
I've been trying to get better on a freestyle, and apparently when I'm inebriated, my freestyling is legit.
Okay.
But when I'm sober, so I got to learn how to transition the inebriated TC into the sober TC, so I can actually hold my own against some of these people. But Stella, you said you wanted to pick his brain about ghostwriting.
Yeah, dude, like seriously, how do you feel about it? You know, in the midst of this whole Drake and Quentin Miller thing, everybody started trying to write him off and everything. Me personally, I never cared for Drake, so I'm just gonna put that out there right now. Never cared for him, so it doesn't make or break him in my book. I think with or without a ghostwriter, Drake is still one of the best rappers, not of all time, but you know, of this era. Right. I mean, you gotta, whether it be, you know, Take Care or, you know, anything he's put out before, like people, I think people don't understand the idea of ghostwriting. Just imagine you hot and you gotta stay hot, but in the midst of you trying to stay hot, you on tour, you know, radio,
somebody
whatever.
Gotta pull up the
you
leg,
got
right?
somebody that's literally like, and it's not even, most of the time it's not even writing all the bars. They got these reference tracks now and blah blah blah. Like with the ghostwriting joint, like I think we also have to understand that there's two different types of people in hip hop. You have your rappers and you have your MCs.
Check out Who Got Bars every Tuesday night from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. right here on Be Exposed Radio.
We're rewarding you for something you already do, listening to us. It's Radio Loyalty, and it's an easy way for you to get free stuff. All you do is sign up. Go ahead and click the banner now. You'll earn points as you listen. Points you can trade in for great products and services in the Radio Loyalty store. You can earn even more points when you share your favorite station with friends on Facebook and Twitter. Radio Loyalty. It's free to sign up, so click the banner to join now.
You're listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the station with all the hits and the Talk Lately show weeknights at 7 p.m.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Hey, there's my son. You've been in your room all morning.
Hey, Dad.
Matt, what's wrong with your voice?
There is nothing wrong with my voice.
Oh, well, it's...
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
All right, everybody, we're about to wrap things up on the Be Inspired Radio Show. I want to first start off by thanking everyone who tuned in on tonight. I really appreciate it. We talked about stress. You gotta stress less so that you can become stressless. Okay. And we talked about ways to cope. We didn't really get into that as much, so maybe we'll continue the conversation on another show. But you gotta find healthy ways to cope with your stress. There are all kinds of ways you can cope with it, but not all of them are good for you. So find healthy ways to deal with the stress. Okay. We talked about how people, get overwhelmed with stress, identifying where the stress comes from. That's the first step, you guys. You gotta identify where it is coming from. First, identifying that you are stressed.
Right.
Because you could keep piling on stuff, or you could just be going on autopilot, like we talked about earlier.
My hair keep falling
I
out.
know.
I don't understand.
Just oblivious to the facts. Honey, you are stressed.
Can I get rid of this belly fat?
Yes.
The stress. All of
You,
that.
my dear, are stressed out. And you need to do something about it. So we got to do that. But you guys, take the time. Be deliberate about taking the time that you need for yourself. All of us say that we don't have enough time. I don't have time. I got to get this done. When I get home, I got to make sure the dinner's cooked, the kids are in the bed. I got to get them ready for school the next day. Then after that, I got to go to bed. And then I got to wake up and go to work and do the whole thing all over again. And then there's no time for you. But I'm going to tell you, either you take the time or life will make you take the time. Either you'll get sick or you will die, and you will take the longest nap you have ever taken
in all the world.
Okay. You need to take that time. Don't wait until it's too late. Don't wait until you find out you're ill and then you're forced to have to rest. And I'm learning this. Or don't wait until you become so stressed out that you're lashing out at everyone around you. You're frustrated at everyone and everything. You're not responding to things well. You're not making good decisions because you're so stressed. You start just doing whatever just to get rid of that feeling. Right. You're just becoming, you're reacting to it and not dealing with it. You know, so if you notice it, the signs, you know, please do something about it, you guys. You know, I'm urging you to reach out and get some help on that. So dealing with stress, how does it impact your health, your body? So it can increase your blood pressure. It can increase cholesterol. Your weight can fluctuate, which means you can lose a lot of weight or gain a lot of weight from stress. You know, mental instability, poor diet, you know, you just eat whatever. You might binge eat or you might not eat at all, you know, poor judgment. All of these things can affect you when you stay stressed out. You can't stay at that high, you know, being stressed out for long before you end up crashing. You know, having some sort of breakdown, and all kinds of things in life happen to cause it. Some things we have control of, and some things are self-inflicted stress. Self-inflicted. You're causing it on your own. You know, because of, again, the way you're thinking, the things and the people you are allowing into your life. You got to value yourself enough not to allow stuff in your life that's going to destroy you. Okay? Again, as Alma talked about, you can't pour from an empty cup.
Amen.
You got to take that time to fill yourself up, restore yourself, rejuvenate. Take that time, okay? Because stress, I'm telling you, is not anything to play with. And just in, you know, timely fashion, we got Miss Jimquana Farrell up in the studio. And she's going to continue this. We talk about stress. Stress less to become stressless. And right?
Right.
And
I'm sure you got something.
I know. That's what I said. I put it out there.
Well, I think that chamomile tea is actually really, really good for that.
Oh.
Allowing the body to just kind of relax end of the day, or even during the day. My second favorite herb for relaxation, calming, and relief of stress is valerian root. I'm not gonna lie to you, it smells like mothballs, but it is so good for you, and it really allows you to just relax. Yeah.
Any other tips like on what can be done?
Well, I stopped choking people out.
I love it.
So I'm still trying to figure, you know, I guess a squeeze ball. I guess you can
stress ball.
Squeeze ball.
Okay, we got a text message. Let's grab this real quick, okay? Okay, it says the knots in your muscles are caused by stress.
Word. And they will give
That's
you
another thing.
Those will actually, especially if they're in the neck, will cause headaches.
Come on. We don't want that. You guys, we want to. What's the tagline for the Be Inspired Radio Show? we want you to live exceedingly above the status quo. You can't do that if you all stressed out with knots and stuff all in your neck.
Nope.
And in your body. You got to get rid of it, right? So that's it for me on the Be Inspired Radio Show. And, you know, we have the Power Show, radio show following. Okay, so keep going. We're going to keep the energy going, the positive energy flowing. All right. So I'm going to leave you in the capable hands of Miss Jim. That's what I call her, Miss Jim. Okay. Miss Jim. All right. So I love y'all for listening. It's time for the Power Radio Show.
Yes. Yes.
I love it. It's ladies' night.
And the time is right. Yes. And the feet are adorable.
Thank you.
Ladies' night.
Okay.